All right, let's say that you've hired an architect and a builder, and they create 3 identical houses for you. These houses are alike in every single way. Then a year down the track, you decide that you want to make some changes. It's time to make some modifications, some renovations to these houses. But you learned a lot over the last year of working with the architect and the builder, and so you could do this work yourself. You could save a lot of money by not hiring the architect and the builder, and you can bring in specialist help when you need to. Electricians, plumbers, carpenters, things like that. They can come in and do the specialist stuff that you don't necessarily know how to do. Oh, and one more thing. You still have to work your day job. You're going to do this work in nights and weekends. That's when you're going to do the work. That's when you're going to manage this project because, hey, you still got to pay the bills. All right. What do you think is going to happen? Fast forward a few months, and let's face it, the house that doesn't fall down is probably going to burn down, and the house that doesn't fall or burn down is going to have a very costly list of things that need to be fixed and remediated so that it's livable, because you've had this hodgepodge of all kinds of different people coming through doing the work. You haven't had 100% of your time to focus on it, and this isn't really your specialist job. So that's what you're going to end up with. All right, what does this have to do with our world of Power Platform? Well, something that I frequently hear from clients, whether it's in the sales process or otherwise, is what's the value of hiring a Microsoft partner? Why do I need to do this? Because Microsoft have invested a lot over the last few years in making these business applications tools in the Power Platform and Dynamics 365 increasingly low and no code. I mean, let's face it, anybody from the CEO to a coordinator, in theory, can get hands-on and do all this stuff themselves. So why on earth do they need to hire me and my team to come in and do this? Well, interestingly enough, over the last few weeks, I've had conversations with several clients who have found themselves in a bit of a pickle because they did this exact thing. They got hands-on in Dynamics and the Power Platform and started doing this stuff for themselves and caused some issues. Now, these issues ranged on a spectrum, all the way from simple fix we could sort out in half an hour to this is a massive problem that you either have to spend tens of thousands of dollars to fix or learn to live with it. So the cost is very real. Now, when you hire me, when you hire my team, a Power Platform Solution Architect is going to help you think through all of the following things. To start with, we're going to help you think through your data strategy. What data do you need in the Power Platform? How do we ensure that it's modeled to represent the way your business works, both now and in the future? Application strategy. What applications are you actually going to use? Are you going to create custom ones? Are you going to use out-of-the-box ones from Microsoft or some mix of them? How is that going to work? Environment strategy. As the old development joke goes, everybody has a test environment. Some people are fortunate enough to have a dedicated environment in which to run production. We're going to help you think through all of that to ensure that you get it right. ALM strategy. How do we move the stuff that we develop between all of these environments to ensure that they are consistently aligned and that you have good process? Governance strategy. As we've said, Microsoft have created these to be increasingly low and no code so that anyone in your organization can start creating apps and automations. But how do you avoid expensive licensing cost blowouts because you've got many replicated same but different expense approval apps or things like that? And of course, the roadmap strategy, both the roadmap from Microsoft, what custom feature might we not develop for you today because we know Microsoft is about to release a feature out of the box that does this, as well as the roadmap for your business. How do we ensure that what we're building today works not just for today, but where your business is going to? Simply put, a good Power Platform Solution Architect is going to ask you all the uncomfortable questions to help you look down the road and around the corners, because we've seen this stuff before. We know what can jump out and yell boo in the middle of the night and inflict pain and expense on you and your business if you don't get this stuff right from the start. And of course, we haven't even talked about the elephant in the room yet, AI, which is the big thing that we're all dealing with at the moment. And architectural decisions are incredibly important in the world of AI because bad option number one, we made some really bad architectural decisions that we can't undo, and so now we can't leverage tools like Copilot in our organization because our data model is so clunky that it spits out incoherent answers. We can't put that in front of customers. We can't even use that internally to try and get efficiency gains because it's just not going to work because we set things up badly. Or even scarier, the poor architectural decisions that we made expose sensitive and potentially critical data publicly, which means if we turn on AI, we have potentially catastrophic consequences, and so we can't do it. Meanwhile, our competitors are running circles around us because they're able to leverage tools like Copilot and get the productivity gains. All right, so what are you buying when you hire me, when you hire my team as a Power Platform Solution Architect? Well, what we're going to help you work through, very simply, firstly, in terms of business transformation, we are not simply going to take dictation from you in terms of your requirements. We are going to work through with you to ensure that we fully understand the jobs to be done. What are you actually wanting to get out of this to ensure that we don't just replicate the human process because we didn't have the technology back when we designed the process that we do today. So we're going to ensure that you truly transform your business. We're going to help you avoid future pain and expense. Again, we've seen this before. We've done this before. So we are going to look down the road and around the corners and help you do that so that things that will cost you down the road don't jump out and yell boo further down in your project or once you've gone live to production. And finally, we're going to ensure that you are well set up to leverage the future. In this case, tools like AI, but as technology grows and evolves, we are going to ensure that you are architecting and setting things up so that you can fully leverage these so that your business can truly transform and grow with the technology. So that's what you're getting when you hire myself and my team as your Power Platform Solution Architects. All right, that's it from me. Go do something awesome on the Power Platform today, and I'll talk to you soon.